Hey, what is going on, guys? VideoJames, and I'm going to be talking about something that, since the school year is coming up soon, and I've experienced it a lot in probably most of my pre-adolescent life, I probably have a lot of expert advice on it, so I could probably tell you guys some of the stuff that happened to me when I had this experience, and also at the same time help you guys know how to avoid it. So, the thing I'm talking about today is bullying. And if I had like a sinister music thing, I would put it in right now, but I don't. But anyway, bullying is one of those things that people experience on a daily basis. Bullying is just rampant. Like, you see it in elementary school, you see it in high school, you see it in. Sometimes you even see it in college. Like, if any of you have ever seen Life is Strange, spoilers if you don't know, but if any of you have ever seen Life is Strange and you've seen the one character in it, I think her name is Victoria. But if you've seen her, she bullies Max like all the time. That character's name I remember, but Victoria bullies Max like it's freaking elementary school. So there probably are some real life cases where there is still bullying going on in college. So bullying is one of those things that's always existed and exists in a lot of places. But once you get out of school, bullying is kind of just left behind. Like, mainly it's in your school part of your life, but in some cases it can expand into your adult life. For, like, if you have neighbors who are really annoying and they just like to be complete nuisances, like, say your neighbors keep coming over and they keep making fun of your lawn or something. That's not necessarily bullying, but that can kind of be considered annoying, so it's kind of emphasizing my point, but bullying and annoyances can kind of carry over to every generation. So the first thing I'm going to talk about right now is bullying incidents that have happened to me when I was a kid. So back to when the earliest thing I could remember is, well, not the earliest, but the most vivid thing I can remember is I had gone to Harder Elementary for my elementary school years, and there was a kid in my grade. Well, no, I think he was in a grade above me. I forget his name. I think it was like something starting with a D. I think it was like a Devin or something, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I'll just call him Devin because I can't remember his name for the life of me. Devin was an absolutely beefy kid when I was in elementary school. He had like, I don't want to say a big belly, but he had kind of like a round stomach and he had really thick arms, but like, they were like the thick but shorter arms. Not like extremely short, but like about, you can see how long my arm is, about right there was where the end of his is at the wrist. And he was twice my size when I was in elementary school. No. He was about a head taller than me. I think. Yeah, he was a head taller than me. And he always picked on me every day for like years. Because I remember I used to be in school with him for years. It was like 2 years at least. But anyway, he would bully me for like years. And the one instance that I can always remember is one day when we were standing out at the playground. You know how you are with the typical schools in elementary. You have the playground where they just have the kids all lined up like it's a little camp. But anyway, they had all the kids lined up, and he was in front of me in my line. And then he turned around, because I don't think any of the teachers were paying attention, but he turned around, he grabbed me by the ankles and hung me upside down to where my head, if he had let go of my ankles, would have hit the pavement and probably gotten a bad crack in it or a concussion at least. Because we were out on a playground and it was like one of those cement grounded playgrounds. So he was hanging me by my ankles from about that much distance. So like about that width of my glasses. And I can't remember if he put me down because other kids told him to, because they were trying to help me out, or I can't remember if it was a teacher or a monitor or someone who came over and helped me out, but he eventually put me down, and I walked away with very few injuries, except minor ankle pains the rest of the day, because he was like a gorilla, because he had the beefy arms and a bigger stomach and thicker legs, and he also had like bushy eyebrows. That's why I always remember him, and I think of like a gorilla, because whenever I remember this incident, I always remember a gorilla, because he had like extremely bushy black eyebrows and really spiky black hair, and he had the beefy arms and legs. And that was one of the earliest bullying incidents I can remember in my entire life. And it sucked, because that ruined my entire day. I remember that. And that was only one instance of bullying in like my entire life. Another instance is, like, this isn't an instance, but it is something that does happen, is when like people will pick on you and sometimes bully you if it gets to that extreme for liking something that you like. Sorry, for liking something that you like, but they don't, and they'll use this as an excuse to just bully you and pick on you, but it can get a little out of control in extreme cases, but not a lot. But like, this is when I was technically starting high school. I was still in ninth grade. No, not ninth. I was still in 8th grade. I took high school classes a little bit early, but I was in ninth grade, and I had started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! That's actually where I started to get acquainted with Yu-Gi-Oh! Was in 8th grade, because I had met some kids in the Timken cafeteria, and actually some of them are now my closest friends. And I met them in the cafeteria, and they were playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And I was like, oh, that looks like fun, and maybe I should go over and see how they play it, and see if I can try and make friends with them. And I actually did, and they ended up being friends with me all the way to this day. But the other kids that were in my actual classes didn't really accept me like that, because when, like, this is an instance, I was looking at my cards one day in class before a teacher got to the class, because it was one of those classrooms where it was just, or no, it was one of those classes where you got there before the teacher, so you had to wait for them. So I was looking at my cards before class, as you do when you are invested in a card game like that. I've grown more distant to it over the years, but I was looking at my cards, and 2 kids in my class came over and looked at me, and they stole the cards out of my hands, and I had to literally pry one of them out of their hands, and then get the teacher to get them back. But that's not like bullying, that's like picking on for not being the same as you, but that can extend to bullying. And now I'm gonna probably shed some of my advice onto you guys for how to deal with bullying, because it is a widespread problem. I mean, it's shrinking slowly, but it still exists, especially in today's culture where people just have no respect or common decency, as is evidenced by all the rapper lyrics and curse words and drooping pants that you see all over high schools and schools. But anyway, there are a few ways that you can actually avoid bullying, and one of them is just walk away from whoever's trying to bully you. That's one of the only solutions that's ever yielded any kind of result. It can backfire, however. People will say that this is the best solution. It can backfire, however, because you can try and walk away, but there's only one instance in when this wouldn't be good, and that's when the bully decides to follow you. That can extend the problem, and that's why walking away is only one of the 3 solutions that are probably in my top 3. But another solution is try and talk them down, like see why they're doing this. Because if you try and do that, like, maybe you might get an actual response out of them, but if you try and communicate with them and actually figure out what they're so angry about or why they're doing this, then you might actually have a small chance at figuring out why they're doing this and putting a stop to it. And that's actually my best one, by the way, is that one. Another thing you can do is talk to a teacher, and that may cause you to be called a snitch, but ignore that, because that term has not had any meaning since it was invented. It was an actual accident that was invented. But anyway, you may be called a snitch, but talking to a teacher actually will help you in instances with bullying. Or talking to the bully's parents will actually help you with bullying. Sorry, I had an itch. But that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about, since school is starting to come closer and it's starting to get closer to the times when you may experience bullying more and more often. But that's what I wanted to talk to you about today, because I wanted to just try and help you guys who deal with bullying, if some of you are younger viewers, or if you're dealing with bullying when you're my age, like in your teenage years. But that's what I wanted to say, and also I had a little footnote for the end of this video. I can't seem to find a good recording app again, and I can't get any capture cards because I don't think any of them will work with a Kindle, and that's the only piece of technology I have and will probably own for the near future, because laptops are just expensive. I looked at a laptop price yesterday for a MacBook, $1,000. Yeah, no. I'm sorry, but that's just a piece of plastic that I can easily buy for $67 and maybe limited to some of the stuff, but can do pretty much a lot of the same stuff. But anyway, I don't have a lot of stuff that I'm going to be able to record for the next few days, so that's why I'm going to let you guys decide what you want to see. So if there's any videos you want to see, like any vlogs like this you want to see, or any games that you want to see me play, like Kirby Planet Robobot, or I think I still have Super Smash Bros. And Spike and Mario Kart. I think I still have them, and as far as I'm aware, I also think I have one other game. I can't remember what it is, but I know I have another game that some people might like. So I want to let you guys decide what you want to see from my videos. Of course, I'm going to keep doing Amazing Spider-Man and Pokemon Yellow for as long as those series can continue. However, when school approaches, I may have to cut them down a little bit, because I either have to record them exactly when I wake up in the daytime, or I'd have to record them immediately after I got home from school, because for some reason my father gives me grins whenever I record YouTube. I don't know why. But I usually don't record when he's around, so I can record without being interrupted. So you guys decide what you want to see recorded. Tell me what you guys want to see. If you want to see vlogs like this with specific messages or stuff, if you want to see like drawing things, like perusals of my drawings, if you want to see specific games or help combos with games, I'd be willing to do that. So just you guys decide what you want to see from my videos over the next few weeks until I can find a good recording app. And I'm going to leave this video here. I'm used to saying episode because I usually play games. But I'm going to leave this video here. So if you guys like this video, as always, slap that like button and I'll see you guys later.